Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Imperator Rome Thebes, in which we will return to this world map as usual, as we bring you down to the Gods dang it, Lord Master, don't you have a good segue into this? But anyways, let me bring you up to speed. There you go. That's the phrase. So in this world map, to the eyes of the whole world, Thebes may still be considered a small nation, as it has 77 territories, as it's ruled by Epicurus, who is unfortunately blind and is continuing to seek treatment. But fortunately, he's got one child, but it's rather precarious because this is our primary heir for now, unless we have a son, if I'm still going to be around by then. This is Cassandra, heiress to Demon, who already has base 2 martial plus charisma. For now, we're too far away to give her an education whenever she turns 12. And this is something that this is a reason why I need to keep getting treatments, no matter the cost. Because now I got a good income by picking up holdings for myself. And of course, that's due to corruption, for having the said holdings that I've gained myself for. But hey, he may be blind, but he's a prominent, silver-tongued, skeptical, vengeful man who's also happened to be blind because of the botched treatment for Mentagra. Although you can't get rid of depression, there's a rare chance of that happening when a random event will come up where you will finally lose that depressed trait. Because I would like to be around for a little while longer. Just hopefully that Cassandra turns 12 and give her a proper education. Assuming that I have no more children or don't have a son. But Aristonica is still young and there's plenty of years ahead of us. I'll still be around. But anyways, we are fresh off from a victory against the Antigonid Kingdom, which we've gained these 2 islands here in the Saronic Gulf. But most importantly, we got them as a subject now, but they are a client state, not a feudatory, which takes up the diplomatic relations slot. Now it's too many. Even though we have these guys way up there as a client state. But they don't like me that well enough to integrate them, which of course, why on earth would I want to integrate an area which has got nothing? It has horses, it has wood, it has okay, maybe not nothing. Materials for war, I see. But that's only if we were to expand our way up there into Illyrian land, which is definitely way off course for us. So, we fought in a brutal war against the Antigonids, which their manpower is exhausted, as another part of Cappadocia rebels. Yep, the Cappadocians strike back, but unfortunately, they got allies to back them up. But they still have their large number of cohorts then. So all I could say is, good luck with that! But for now, we must focus on matters at home, and subsequently, since there's no city buildings here, the question is, it's not real good population, but figuring that we are a growing power. So if we save up some money, maybe we could do something with this city that the Antigonids build. And I may start integrating them as well, because it contains 2 cities, Naxos and Delos. Done well for yourselves. So they're building an academy currently. Over here in Delos, similar. I mean, we don't make good income now, despite the maintenance, so... Knowing our future conflict will be against Macedon. But their manpower, well, they're ready for war. We're not. But their navy is rather weak, so... I think fighting against enemy navy is not going to be a real priority, so... As they will be going over there, we're going to reduce the number of the grenades and triremes, so hang on a sec. Split. Alright. This goes back together as you were. And we will disband them. Most of them were just captured ships rather than the ones we constructed. So we reduced this navy size. And there you go. It was a good balance. $104 ships total, so that's fine. For a navy. One for combat, and the other, we use it as fast transport, like have a bunch of Liburnians and a few trireme escorts, some of which were captured from the previous battle, but it's enough room to at least transport one entire army. May possibly increase it a little when we expand into, well, these areas, which there's a lot of cities, which, matter of fact, when we do expand into Macedon in the future, most of its power base comes from these areas here. All these cities here, here, ding, ding, and especially Pella. So, we should consider this, Thessaly, Latvia, all these areas. These are the real objectives to take. But we may fight against Macedon multiple times in future wars. But if I was to spend at least one political influence, well, I'll fabricate another claim on him. I already have it for Thessaly, but how about there? Would like to have Pella too. That's the capital of Macedon. Well, remember, we're not ready for war yet, but I have plans for it. You want to claim a holding for yourself? What are you going to need that money for? This I can persuade. But I cannot persuade this man, because he is suspicious. Or did I bribe the other guy? Ah, goodness. Also not worried, he's plotting quietly. Because when he has that plotting quietly, it's -10. So when he finishes his little scheme, which cannot be stopped, his ulti will go back up. So don't worry about that. Plus he's 70 and it's only a matter of time before he gets an illness. And we don't have to worry about his happy anymore. All I have to worry about is myself and the family. Which is a rather fragile family, as the Aristodemon has that reputation, unfortunately. So, all set. Let's go. We reduced the size of the navy, but the army size will be maintained as we have that manpower increase. We might go for a blessing of Apollo for once, for faster manpower recovery. Meanwhile, in 2 years' time, Messenia will finally be integrated, and we gain 3 cities, which will definitely boost the economy and manpower. Especially Messenia, they have plenty of citizens in Freeman. Remember, Freemen provide manpower and tax, citizens provide manpower and research. Let's see. Those enemies that we took prisoner. Sell them all for slavery because we don't have that much tyranny, so you wouldn't worry about it much. I need fast cash. This one's from a prominent family. Made a modest income. Oh, that reminds me. Byzantion is our newest subject. It's a tributary. We couldn't make it to get it a feudatory, and we originally thought about having them as an ally against Macedon, but unfortunately they were allied with them too, so now we prevented Macedon from getting any more friends, and they intervene on the Carthaginian-Italiote War. So Carthage wants to re-enter this region by fighting against the Italiote League. So Carthage is against the Italiote League, Macedon, and its subjects, and many others too. Not only they're in defensive league, but they also have friends with them. Yeah, they probably ain't happy. And Rome does have a casus belli on us, inherited for the Epirus region. But Rome is busy, so they will not help the Italiote League as they consider them enemies. Thought about giving one of them these jobs. Unless you're dumped. I'll do something about that. Keep an eye on your wife and a child. That's the reason why we started integrating countries during the last 2 episodes. Because our population gains for manpower is increasing for us, so I thought we're becoming less reliant on subjects for manpower. So we'll just integrate the whole dam and take their cities. Alright. Made a full recovery. No longer have this trait. So for now, I'm only depressed, but the health deterioration, now that the treatment's complete, 1 moment. Now it's 0.08 each month. It'll slow it down a bit. Now just hope for an event that will get rid of depression, and I will finally prolong my life and be around to have more children if time allows. Right in the center from Memphis. Unfortunately, having the only child, all the people are supporting different kinds of contenders. So, beware. In a hypothetical war against Macedon, here's what the first action is going to be like. Nali armies will advance to the southern front, which will be easy, as they have no defenses down there. They have no border fortresses. These two have all two. And they're currently building a fortress. In fact, they're fortifying it. So, southern front will be very easy, and you would march. Navy will also take down that fortress, like destroy both of them immediately. and then they will move in to the north to blockade the Gulf, and it'll keep the Macedonian fleet stationed in Pella, assumingly, over there. But they have many other ports, as they have been expanding lately. Got any grain? We don't consider Carthage as our enemy. They do not have a spell against us, nor we do against them. You could have been the one. He has an infection. Or we could do that yourself. But you're way down the line, so you're irrelevant. Just remember the family. How would our government manage about slaves? But a corruption, yipe. It's tempting, but I think we get a nice income. So let him free. Looking at other places we could potentially build for farming settlements for more food here, as Arcadia has a bad habit of losing food. There's vegetables. Hey. It's fertile land, you know. There's the Macedonian fleet. You know what it looks like. There goes the livestock. Actually, we don't have that much grain anymore, so... Well, smack dab in the middle of Memphis. Because we know there isn't huge Egyptian civil war, but... Well, actually, it looks like they're gonna definitely retake Memphis. Yeah, they're liberating all these territories, so I guess we'll trade with these people. There's the Basileus. Hey, we got a job for you. Now all we need is got to appeal to these people, but they're the ones with the highest power base. Actually, no. This one has the highest prestige. When you have a scorned family, they won't get as much prestige. Just like us ruling family. You know, figuring I ain't as ill as I used to, you think I would have more children. But there are ways to make it more fertile. The character. The high priest of Basileus, who was formerly a Jewish Hebrew, then turned Hellenic, then turned Boeotian Greek, has made it clear to the priesthood that he can no longer tolerate Epicurus' godless impiety. Without support of the priesthood, people will start to believe that Epicurus does not support the gods, which would harm our legitimacy. Let him complain. Which, by the way, now that you reminded me, let's get our legitimacy up. But that would mean I'm going to need 300 gold. That would be 300 personal wealth. But we have positive stability, so should be alright. Call on Apollo for faster manpower recovery. Need to be ready for war as quickly as possible. Don't know what'll happen in this episode, but definitely the next. That was Carthage. Start trading with Egypt again. Not the Egyptian revolt. With Macedon busy, and they are ready to send their forces to the mainland, we can briefly see them as we're allied with Rome. Syracuse is a client state of Carthage, but may one day join Carthage, if the relations are good. They'd be willing for a subject transfer if we can make them disloyal, but they do like us enough even if we try to improve relations. Thank you. I have one more in mind. This one. When you have more claims in territory, less war score costs to get the said territories and aggressive expansion. When you highlight it here, you can see pregnant due dates, so no need to click on it. Let's see what you got here. Oh, good. Do we need a fortress? A variety of buildings. Only an academy there. Ellis has little. It'll join us next year. The Great Temple of Lockery. It's them. Carthage did this, but we occasionally trade with Carthage, but for once we'll just say, who can blame a soldier for pillaging? We don't worship Persephone. There's the Carthaginian fleet. Let's have a look. 37 Libanians, 22 triremes, 15 tetras, 13 hexas. Led by this Marshal 11 general. Definite Punic Canaanite. Steadfast. Calabria. I was about to say, did I just took it over? Calming Empire through. Oh! Pretender, brave, pious, support from pretenders made him like this. But his power base is too low to make a damn difference. I could persuade him. I can. Cappadocia still part of Antigonid. While Egypt is making a comeback against the rebels, these few isolated areas are just, I don't know. But it's definitely going to hurt their manpower. not affected. Not yet. More megapolines. It seems the Antigonids, as they rebuild their navy, they want a stronger navy. More megapolines. But that would be in a future conflict against the Antigonids for whatever reason. They have it against us in the sense of they want some of this back. Picked up 2 finesse. By the way, this scheme or ambition grow up, it's just a chance of gaining any one of these. How that works. Integration of Macedon is complete. So, let's see what you've got. Well, you're the only healthiest one, so I'll bring you in. And the rest can leave. Now anyways, now start to prove legitimacy in order to increase this again. Despite my corruptional habits. Pirates. Our popularity is fine. Also, remember, Zakynthos will be left out because dominant culture is not integrated culture. Are you talking about that? I guess Capitolian. You sure? Why, it is. Okay, bring these fortresses down. Really expensive to get any mentions these days. But if I wanted at least one, it would just be this. For reduced army maintenance. We make 10? No. Less. Very good. Even though it needs more work. But at least thanks to the training camps, it further adds it up. And as far as the population numbers is concerned, now we Boeotians are the most populous Greeks. But mind you, unintegrated Hellenistic culture. So that's the reason why the happiness, and we don't need to integrate any of them. Unless there were some non-Greeks that live here. Well, that's where it gets less. Unintegrated foreign culture. All kinds of people live here now. Some of which we take in as slaves coming from the Antigonid. Only integrate foreign cultures if it's a majority that we cannot ignore that lives in that region. But again, it's all Greek to us from there. I'm sure they have integrated cultures in the Antigonid Kingdom that they care about. Whereas the Egyptian people themselves still outnumber the Macedonians up there. Than these Nubians. Head of the family as a rival? Sure. We'll trade with anybody, as long as it benefits us financially. So we're rivals now, but Ah, I'll outlive him as he gets old. Oh, impregnated her again. So it's going to be till the 9th of May. If it's a son, well then, she's not going to be in line to inherit. If it's a son, well, good and bad at the same time, because slowly deteriorating health. Don't know if child makes it to 12 for a proper education by the tutor. More stability means higher legitimacy. As I will just continue to research lineage by any means necessary. Thank you. Save the influence. Rome's busy. But it's good that we get money from tributes now. Rhodes and Byzantium. So yes, we left the Peloponnese undefended, except we surrounded Corinthos, which we have an idea of. Sending megapolities there in a hypothetical conflict, knock down these fortresses, and as Oda controlled, then we have Corinthos. We don't have to send troops up there. Send troops to march to Pella. That's going to be the goal for this war. It'll be mainly this objective, but it would be nice to get these two as well. That's where the power lies. Macedon. Unless we want this too, but it's got 3 cities. And there's a Hellenic temple there too. Check the holy sites. Yes, you're correct. Ah, yes. Since the glorious days of mighty Heracles, young men of Greece have for every 4 years competed in Olympic Games in order to win fame and fortune for themselves and glory for their nation. Held in Olympia, the Games are an opportunity for all in Greece to lay down arms, embrace, and pay homage to their forefathers. As we control the ancient site of the Games, it is our duty to hold the Games this year. We should think carefully before proclaiming otherwise. Every country of the Hellenic culture group, and that includes Rome, that will respect us more. That we held the Games. Correct? No, that's for Greeks. Even as far as Bactria. Even Arachosia. Same. Persian revolt too. Surprised they kept things stable. It's another daughter. She's born normal. May never know that somebody's been born frail because of our bad genetics. As, you know, that's a habit in this cursed family of ours, the Aristodemid. And I say cursed family because I feel that, you know, we just have bad luck, that's all. Now, we got Cassandra, but the other Sophia. Should I go for it? No, let's slightly modify it because I have a list of Greek names that I wrote down for myself just to remind it for, you know, future tournament. Sophia's fine, but we'll make one slight modification. So, Cassandra and Sophie. Or Sophie, you know how, no, Sophie, it's correct. Because, you know, Greek language and their pronunciations. Welcome to the family. Now we have to look out for your sister. Little sister. Until we get a son, and then you two wouldn't matter. So, that's for you always, so. Anything that benefits the economy, we're going to take advantage of this. rather tempting to save up the money for this. Siege engineers for better dice rolls, that would be good. Take your pick. Alright, let's see. The Great Olympic Games come to an end, much rejoicing and celebration. The highlight of this year's games was during the stadium, the most ancient and revered of foot races. Pythagoras of Athens, Limnos, Athens, in the last place of the Jordan race, stole the victory mere moments after Nicodemus of Massalia tripped and fell, causing all the athletes to join the floor. Overall, the victor is declared to be Nicodemus Lagged of twice winner. I was about to say, rival of the Basileus. Where is your country? Oh, we do have contact. That's a good thing about the Olympics, so we can take a look at the athletes, examine and what would make them potential friends, and subsequently recruit them here to be our generals, as well as possibly adopted family. This is our best candidate, but unfortunately he's a Massalian. They are too far away from any contact with us. That ain't Massalia. Reduced to a city-state. Yes. Actually, we do have contact with Massalia. Okay. I want this man. He's got a high marshal. Steadfast, tolerant, but jealous. Hey. Let's have a talk before he returns to his homeland. Of what's left of Massalia. Does it require state funds? Oh no, I'll use my personal funds, since he has not returned yet. Oh yeah, all these Olympic competitors that just came here, that they all sent. Oh damn. We could have also gotten the, well, oddly enough, a Macedonian, but he worships Egyptian gods. We could have gotten him too, but it's rash, steadfast, original. Oh damn, he's a much better choice, but unfortunately his loyalty would be the problem. He's the nephew of the general, member of the big family there. She's the general. She's in command of an army? Is it really that screwed up down there on the revolt situation down there? Families divided. So that's what causes civil war. It's pretenders. Okay. There goes most of my money. Now I got negative money. Funny way of saying it. Negative money. Well, I got no choice but to snipe the funds now. Speaking of funds... Yes, we'll only accept their merchants in the city. It's from one of the tributaries. Would be nice to get some of that from Byzantium too. Here's another I want. That's for more money. Regulated money lenders. More import value. Small, but it'll do. A curious Paladin man has appeared on the borders today, claiming asylum from his captors in Palada. He additionally promises rich land in his home country should we seek to exact vengeance on his behalf. Where do you come from? He's an Aryan, Vedvavan, and a Hindu. You are the first Hindu to have come to Greece since the days that Persians invaded Greece. I mean, yes, it's true. Some Indian soldiers who participated in the Greek campaign fought alongside with the Persians. I mean, again, they had a vast multinational empire. Bear that in mind. But talent-wise, he's not that interesting. And yet, you left your wife over in Voljikat. Oh, so that must be his home then. Slow down, man. Voljikat. Here. That's where he came from. I believe that's in region. Modern day Maharashtra? Is that where they're from? But anyways. Yeah, just come on in. Even though I highly doubt that we can adopt you because you are of a wrong culture, wrong religion to us. And culturally, well, obviously most of India is Hindu, with some pockets of Buddhists and Jains. And even a few leftover Hellenics when Greeks were there briefly, that penetrated as far as Saurashtra. And Hellenic presence of the Indus was driven out. While Zoroastrianism still dominates the areas that were formerly Persian Empire, while it's slowly being converted away by the Greeks who governed these areas. Anyways, culture. Yeah. His kind. From there. Maharashtra. Hey, that's what you know. Again, it's kind of nice to see all these cultures briefly for this playthrough. Anyways, get back to Greece. I didn't know you have dysentery. Reduces martial and charisma. Still contributes. My rival, Persuade. He's got cancer. I saw that trait symbol. Again, still not quite ready for war yet. We don't have full manpower, but Carthage is about to land here. Oh no, it's going after Corinthos. We could give you access if you wish to. Because you're against our future enemy, so allow us. Competing power. Suit yourself. I can't ask you, but you ask us. Well, they did ask, but it's trade. I would definitely hate it if Carthage did indeed take Corinthos himself, but it's highly doubtful, as they want this area. But I'm not going to let Macedon in here. We're going to keep their access closed, keep our borders closed for Macedon. And we'll open it for Carthage if they ask. Nicely. Oh, disloyal general. Are you plotting quietly? Yes, you are. Okay, it's fine. But since it's a slow army, that means more money. Don't worry about that. Since it's a level 2 fortress, I don't know if you're going to have enough manpower to get it all. Speaking of getting it all, we got the money. Again, don't worry about that. Here's another thing I want. Siege engineers. And more national manpower. As our country continues to expand. While I'm out of negative money. Oh no. That's what he was plotting for. Spent their wealth on raising veterans loyal to their cause. If a civil war breaks out, these veterans will join their side as troops. Yeah, but here's the thing. It's the crap army, not our elite ones. You must prove your loyalty to me. Outraged family, outraged aristocrat. Listen, I'm sorry that we couldn't find more jobs for you. Well, unless... I don't know if I want a position that screws everything up. Just have a researcher instead. Who has too much? None, it's even. There's a solution. Sounds a little petty, but there. Have at it. Let's have a stern talk, alright? We know you're suffering from cancer. But I don't have the money, but... we could reward veterans if... that's state funds. Impossible. Nope, they cannot take Chronophils. They ran out of manpower, so they've wasted their army there. No, I'm slightly concerned. The love boss. Yeah. Well, there might be trouble. Outraged family. No, he's going to be around for Civil War. A struggle between the religious echelons of society and the peasants have recently come into light. As the populace at large feel like the religious ceremonies are inaccessible and distant. On the other hand, our high priest and his tenants demand a distance that need to do their jobs properly. And in the argument, the peasants have no rights to the inner workings of our religious ceremonies. Religious proceeding through territorial peace both sides. Very low chance of success because he's got a huge power base. He's the general and the head of the table. Even minor character. He was the general of 3rd Stratus. He was one of the good ones. Hey, what happened to the Macedon that I tried to befriend earlier? Not around. Why do I have them as friends? Those were the ones for earlier of trying to get them on our good side. Plus they're our subjects, so they don't matter. We could be in trouble. Oh, don't give it to him. He's the slower one. You'll do. As long as you remain loyal to the state. Because we could have a pretty large civil war in our hands if we don't get our act together. If he doesn't get his act together. It's a real question. But I will try to befriend him as a last chance. Once I get enough money. There's plenty of months to do so. More into finesse, what it looks like. Hasn't picked up a trait. When is your birthday? Oh, 6. 26th of September. We shall see. At least 200. Here we go. Alright. Last chance. To put a stop to this nonsense. Despite my persuasion abilities. Now they're sending the Navy to kick these guys out of there. It was the tutor. Oh great, the Hindu. I don't know about the dumb parts. You know, when a character is dumb, that's not good statesmanship. He's too young. But again, it's traits dependable, so... But the man's already healthy, but go with the one that already has experience, I guess. Because that's for divine sacrifice, that's the statesmanship part. But does he have the right traits to raise my girl? Once she turns 12, assuming that I don't have a son by then? I'm sure you've seen a lot of stuff back in your home country, but never thought you would be, you know. Okay. Yeah, we have overlooked Argos by the wealthy patrons. Spent a sizable quantities over constructing a grand temple. You spend your own personal money to get a temple, and a beautiful one at that. Or instead, it's just a minor character. Just some guy. No power base. I could just say no and invest in something else. Or just build one of these buildings instead. Surely we can let Argos decide what it needs. What did it pick up? Library. Here you go, tiger. Let us pretend that the Hindu man that we brought over here must have had a pet tiger with him, because I already know where well, there is such thing at that time, Caspian tigers. Anyways, it is well known that Archidamus, yes, that rebel general, the particular government officer for some time. Until now he's been passed over, unjustly in favor of others. With a well-placed word, it's likely we could achieve both Archidamus' aims in a room. What would he say? So you want to retire as general, and you're going to be the boss of us. And I will get a little bit of tyranny for this. So just give him what he wants, as long as he's content and stays there. So now we got control of this army, but not the loyal veterans. Granted office, removed office. Go for Demodamas. So we got our military back under control. Return to your posts. There. He lost his power base because he doesn't have an army to run with. Why does the court philosopher position seems to be the most prestigious? All you have to do is supervise libraries and the gathering and protection of knowledge. And again, he has the skills for it. So there, now we're friends. Now let's get back together. Need those vegetables again and some grain. There we go. Now everybody gets food. More almond power would be nice, but fort maintenance. Again, we care about money these days. Not much, but it'll do. Damn, needs more food. For now, alright. Some livestock from Rome. How about some fish from Thessalonica? If you bring all the trade in, that definitely boosts balance. Finish siphoning funds, and we'll just let the rest come in naturally. While I'll try to prove legitimacy again. Have not impregnated her again. Scientific breakthrough. For martial advances. Tempting. But I don't need more corruption than needs to be. I'm going to say no to that because if you get more corrupt, the less legitimacy the dynasty will have. No trait from Cassandra yet. Also, where'd you get your money? Family inheritance, right. Because I'm still depressed as ever. Oh great, Macedon stationed its army in Corinthus. We're not ready for war, but we're getting there. I would just build up a war chest, have a good enough manpower to last a long war. As they're still good and ready. Their army size is reduced, but it could change. The outrageous display of brazen ineptitude. Callistratus challenged the ownership of the holding belonging to me. So after of only a set of blatantly forged documents to back up his claim. The proceedings did not last long. I need those holdings. So I'll just say, this land's belonged to us for generations. There you go. Much better. Our income is fine, so go for that one more time. Hermes of Olympia. Local freeman happiness in the shrine of Olympia, which is home of Zeus. At least they didn't destroy that. I'll tell you what this needs. Theater. Military tradition. Which one? We use a lot of light infantry and some light cavalry in it too. The heavy cavalry minutes goes down, but after that, arms for hire with more morale of armies. I always go that way before I finalize which one's which, so I'll go for this. Even though we don't have much of heavy cavalry, but next military tradition we'll get this. And then we'll decide whether or not we should go all the way down this way or this way. Because that way is just what I usually do in my past two playthroughs, but it's mostly cavalry intensive. But I think I'd rather go for the city-states route. Especially this. Heavy infantry maintenance cost reduced. Because our Theban heritage with this heavy infantry maintenance cost, that's been a problem for us. Words reached us that Philopus has been spreading dangerous rhetoric, calls into question Epicos' Aristodemus' right to rule, challenging him on the grounds of birth, official immorality. Philopus could cause widespread dissent if these claims are not dealt with. Man's a problem, as he's third in line, I believe, yes? Third in line. But however, he's not that prominent, so who gives you such right? But I will publicly repeat his lies, so stability is further reduced, which keeps getting reduced. Because we need to get this legitimacy back up. So I'll just say, hey! I'm gonna calm you down right now. Cassandra is the chosen heir, and you have to accept it. Unless we have a son. Few months, then we'll start proving legitimacy once again. Always go for that option. For more tax locally. See that boost? Tell you what this needs. At least 3 more of these, and then again, in this province alone, there's a lot of different peoples here. And all these slaves here are far too diverse. So it needs a theater. And a granary too. So we're storing a lot of food here. What did I tell you? Oh, he's plotting quietly. It's okay. And plus, he's about to die. So it's not gonna matter. Hold on, what trade did we lose? Because I did not pay attention. Hang on. Vegetables. Again. Still no trade from you, but stats are rather odd to me. Is it possible that we could have our first female ruler in history of Imperator Rome in the Lord Master channel? Seems that Carthage is losing the war against the Italian League because of the amount of, they got no manpower, but they could afford mercenaries if they wish to bring them. They do occupy a few territories, but not the entire league. In 3 months, or 2, he's gone, and you don't have to worry about the threat of possible civil war. As well as that man, too. You know, he is my friend, but stick with me. He was the head of the family. And he was my rival, too. We always had disagreements. Still have dysentery, even though I am not spending my state funds to heal you. Always with the damn vegetables. Get it from Roman. No, that's Phrygian. That's... You know who you're talking about, alright? Calm down. You know, since we have a Hindu character around here, know why on earth we would want to embrace Hinduism. The requirement is you gotta have a lot of political influence. We don't have religious zeal. There has to be a lot of free people in the territory that follows this, and have at least one pantheon deity that follows the said religion. Don't see any Hindu gods around here. That's because we have this man as a tutor, which I find it rather comical to me. Even though we don't need to force his conversion, he'll hate me for that. It's just, I say, stick around. You might be the one to teach my Cassandra in 4 years' time, if you're still going to be around. Probably. Really, one of your friends is of the Morians. But he's crafty, though. Which means, he's more prone to corrupt if he does anything corruption related. Now let's have increased diplomatic range for more trading opportunities from outlying lands. No contact with the Persian revolt. The games shall be held. We do have contact with the Assyrian Zoroastrians, so it's good to know that we can reach them that far. But not them. Outside our range. What about as far as Iberia? No. Definitely some of the northern ones. We do have it with them. Oh yeah, our trading partner. Just where is that? That's what you've been reduced to? A city-state? Antigonid Armenian. Take Armenia Minor. Oh, that's Armenia Superior. This is Armenia Minor. There it is. Yep, they're advancing again. Ah, crap, he's deceitful, but We can befriend him. We do have the money. But we cannot persuade him because he's deceitful. But he's got the gout. And he's going to be around when that civil war breaks out. And so will he. You can see months versus, you know, health to go down in months. He'll be around. So will he. It's the best way. Of course. Would definitely love to have more holdings for myself. When I feel that my time will be coming soon, as in date of my death. There goes the Admiral. The good one. Oh, not him. You. It's just temporary position. Plus, it's just a transport fleet. Don't worry yourself. It's just we needed that, just to add a little bit more, you know, prestige for us having more jobs and power base and whatnot. So we can show them who's boss to the other families. Insufficient funds. Who's there? Cassandros. Chased. Already has 2 children. Not as capable. Right. Let's see. Byzantium is nearby. Shipwreck. One of Thebes' most renowned merchant traders, Basileus of Thebes, has appeared before our court in tears. He tells a huge shipment of exotic fruits which sank beneath the rolling waves on a journey from Argos to Palma. He beseeches us to cover at least some of the losses in order to preserve the reputation of Theban trade throughout the world. Hey, this will finally get him there. But do you... Son of a beeswax. You know he isn't going to be around in the future. But he's rather dangerous at that power base, so... for once. Yes, we're in a big deficit here. Does that hurt the legitimacy? But we do make a good income. But the army stood down and returned to their fields. So veterans on a payroll with him has been disbanded. Loses 1 more veteran. Here's my personal wealth to win him over. So there, everybody's back together, but at the cost of it. So from now on, the money that we raise will be for the war chest for the upcoming war against Macedon. There you go. No more disloyal characters. Not a trait from her. Plotting quietly. Ignore him. Still got plenty more buildings to build. Our dire fiscal management means we can no longer support national efforts in scientific progress. The money we save may be a blessed relief, but there's no telling how this might affect us in the long run, so we got a huge amount of money we got, but our research will be slow, which is not really a concern to me that much. And if we can afford at least one, how about more omen power? Pick one. Since we have a habit of using, these good effects. Oh. When we raise a few more, do that again. Then we'll get the national tax up. Because our manpower recovery rate is good enough. My rival. Don't worry about him. Just let it go up. Don't siphon funds anymore. One more time. That's the last one you're going to research. From now on, we'll save up our money to build a war chest and don't spend any more money unless it's absolutely necessary. Knowing how expensive wars can be. Now there's Cassandra II. Rome is at peace and it's finally going to recover its manpower. With the recent death of the Macedonian ruler has caused a great deal of political disturbance in the country. Eager to take advantage of the situation, numerous lackeys, pretenders, and legitimate claimants to the throne have risen up to bear arms against our newly crowned Cassandra II. As the nation of Macedon is of interest to us, it might be that we can exert certain influences over the more rowdy pretenders in the hope of plunging their nation in turmoil. If only we'd put more support to him, since he's a pretender. Well, we don't know. Excellent. More tax for Thebes. And because of their position here, we may have to drive them out of the list in an upcoming conflict. Not now, till we raise at least 300 gold. No stability change, it's stuck there. Remember the mission. For the upcoming war, we have to take Corinthos, and then the entire region of Greece, the province of Thessaly, excluding Epirus and Crete, is owned by Thebes or her subjects. And then all Hellenistic feudatories that remain in Greece will be annexed to us. And Thebes will decide how to govern Greece, and will gain claims on Hellenic areas near Greece. That includes these areas. And another reason of why expand to there, to Thessaly. So that's to get this goal, and Epicurus, if he's still around by then, will gain this nickname. And then strike Macedon. That's the reason why we have to go up to Pella, including this area here. So we have to make the biggest gains possible in a future conflict. What the Achaea? Oh, I see what's going on here. Did Macedon just... Why is Achaea... Oh, it's a rebellion. So, for the independence, the people of Corinthos seek independence. It would be tempting to ally with them as a way of getting at Macedon, but that would be starting that war prematurely. We're ready for manpower. We're ready militarily, but financially to last a long war, we're not there yet. We need at least 300 gold, in my personal opinion. But we would definitely get them a feudatory, but we have to get their opinion up all the way. So no wonder why the Macedonian forces were kicked out of there. Because Achaea told them to get out. They're rebelling. But they could get them back. So. Giving them access would give... Okay, I see what we're going to do here. Don't let anyone in. Perhaps the governor of Greece wasn't happy. And that includes the governor of Thrace as well. Sure. This may sound like a waste of time, but you may never know. We've trade access now, and improving relations. They'll be willing to join, but the problem is, they're at war. They can't join us. Would be nice. And we can't just declare war right off the bat and get them. So they're gonna have to send their navy. They have increased the size of cohorts. Clearly they've been recruiting men. I don't think it's mercenaries. Guess that's the ruler himself. Only ethnic Macedonians live there instead of Achaeans. Adonis or Saul, depending on how you pronounce it. Well, they are a fellow ally. Sure, why not? Looking good. Oh, and she's become ambitious. I would definitely love to see you as a ruler. Hey, Donna. Suffering from diphtheria. I don't think he's going to be around. But there goes my rival. And there goes these vegetables again. I saw that. Always with the damn vegetables. I don't know if that's a good idea. You know how he is at times. But I've told him to be more loyal. And he's become righteous. We'll never accept a bride, but I can persuade him. Now we have to appeal those morons too. Though I must admit we did give it a little too much. has infection. I guess you're the lucky one. Right. Think. We only have one disloyal character so far, which he cannot be persuaded. But he's extremely corrupt as he's deceitful. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. But don't leave that scorn for too long, otherwise they're going to get more mad and bad things are going to happen. Highly doubtful. Yep, his health is in a free fall. Once again, the Oracle Delphi keeps saying bad stuff about me. And once again, I say the Oracle is wrong. Is there at least somebody in your family that's good at it militarily? No. You know, I must admit, we did give a little too much for us, so... How about, well, you, but again, not recommended for combat, this bunch. Hope you like it. Bastard. One more year, and then we'll see what education you've gone for. Figuring, it seems you're almost good all around, except for zeal. I mean, after all, you're ambitious. Prominence, attracts reserve, monthly statesmanship, very good. It won't matter if you're going to rule the country rather than a particular office, as women are not allowed to have any part of the office nor positions in the military. It's just how it is in this game, unless you enact gender equality rules. What are you, republic? Autocratic monarchy. And you are winning because as you tick that war score up. But we'll get there. Less aggressive expansion impact sounds good. Kinda need that. Even though I did say you're supposed to sail 300, but once we reach 300, then we'll increase the maintenance for the Army and Navy. So they'll be ready. They'll be ready for war. Seems they're not doing good financially. Oh, here's a job for you. Oh, it's a physician. It's a rather important job. I ought to give it to somebody experienced, like him. Alternative teaching. Well, we know he's not going to be around to properly teach us, so we may have to replace him soon, but the tutor that we have employed to oversee the education of our heir, Cassandra, has been infusing lessons with an ideology unfamiliar to the Hellenic upbringing of Cassandra. We are faced with an unfortunate decision. If we let these lessons continue, Cassandra is sure to adopt the Hindu faith. If not, we're forced to deprive of this. Well, that was the one I was going to do anyway. Hinduism, are you mad? I mean, we had you around temporarily, but I didn't employ you to be teaching her about that strange religion of yours. Fire him immediately. Get out of here. Okay. Temporarily, okay? Until we find a proper one. I don't know if he's going to be around for this September when her birthday comes around, and for once I hope it's another daughter. For once. Yep. So, Donna's fired and not fired. Just don't teach her Hinduism. None of that. Because that would alienate everybody here. Which kind of gives me an idea about, I don't know, future series or whatnot in different areas. Changing one's religion. Like you were to import Zoroastrianism in Europe. That sort of thing. Anyways, think. God dang it, what I was going to do? Oh, maintenance. In a full-fledged conflict, that's good maintenance. So get the morale of them up, and they'll be taking positions. And I want to know first thing when you are truly free from Macedonian tyranny. Because we could definitely bring you in if Macedon is stupid enough to actually let you go. Remember, her birthday's on the 26th, but then baby's going to be born this November. And if it's a son, then that's going to screw everything up. Oh, this man again, but he's not going to be around any longer. It's come to our attention that he's been siphoning funds from our treasury. He's not going to be around for much longer, so... Oh, with the friendship? Don't do that. Give me that. Forfeit your position. This is the most important office of the entire kingdom. It will go... Okay, here we go again with this. Fired and not fired. We're just taking the money. Population assimilation speed, as we have a habit of doing that. Because we built theaters recently. So we can have more Boeotian cultures. Admiral of the Fourth, which is the most important naval position. Well, we're not expecting to fight against large Macedonian navies. Aristodemon, you're the newest, not a pretender. Young man, we now hold the most important position, which, matter of fact, begin new position to scare us, to get ahead of time. Since Corinthos is apparently attempted to be a free city. '26th of September, remember that. They're on the move. Since they're going that way. Keep an eye on it. Gonna march. They do not carry any troops. Stop! Okay, let's have a look here. Cassandra wants to become a democrat. In other words, she tells everyone that she meets her desire to overthrow our government and install a totalitarian regime, even though we already live in an autocratic monarchy. But that is the path you choose. Listen, you're good nearly all around, but you can only build with one. You can't be the jack of all trades, but ruler marshal. I think I got an idea, but even though this may sound strange, but Donna, we know you're a dying Hindu man. But, I want you to tutor Cassandra something. If you're good at this sort of thing. If not, well, there'll be another tutor. So, our Indian royal tutor has been summoned to educate the reluctant young Cassandra in a manner of our choosing. The nature of a tutor is most important indeed, and so we should choose and attend it to wish its subject carefully. You're not corrupt, are you? You're not? Okay, let me see. You're not ambitious, are you? No. And you're not cruel, are you? No. So, martial education, then, but you can only do this once, right? Anyways, tell her to do martial education. Oh no, you can select it again. Okay, I understand. So, I like to see her become a great warrior. She'll be given a random military trait, even though I don't think female rulers are allowed to take command in armies, do they? I mean, look at Egypt down there. Palaoros. Is that their new capital? Because the revolt situation got out of hand? That's supposed to be Alexandria. No, Alexandria is liberated. Palaoros. Yeah, that is their capital. Okay, she's over there. Well, to be fair, she doesn't have the martial skill to do it. And this is their capital they reside in. I mean, we saw female generals in Egypt, but that's due to circumstances of the revolt with pretenders, even female pretenders, taking up arms. It can happen, you know. It can happen. Okay, now. Let's do it. Remember, baby's coming in November, so pray that it's another daughter. I've really invested in Cassandra so much. If it's a son, this will screw up the entire succession. Only because I'm not going to be around when he's around. Passed away while I was born. So it was a son, but he died while I was born. Huh. Not what I expected. Right. So you're in position now. Right. In 4 years' time, she will turn 16 with a higher martial skill, which once she takes the throne, we will have a strong ruler for the first time for our dynasty. We're not saying strong physically, but as in high martial, which will contribute a lot to the base manpower. But if there's going to be something that Cassandra may lack of, although, again, chance of gaining 1 over time for each month, but low chance of getting 2 each month, but low chance of losing either the finesse, charisma, or zeal. She doesn't need to be the most finesse, nor to be the most zealous. That's what spouses are for. So, no doubt we're ready for war. The question is, manpower, everything is set. The question is, are they ready? They lost half their manpower. Some of that's due to attrition. And they're putting their full focus on a heir now. Because, well, might have been white peace. No territorial gains. So, let's see how this is going to look. So, Astley is the main goal. But mind you, the Italian League, all these little bits, which again, all that is from their allies, including the revolt. The Italian League barely survived, but they're not going to contribute much of anything. But we will definitely call Rome in, as well as not Cyrenaica, not Judea, because of access. And, well, Egypt intervening, heading to Judea, no doubt bordering with the Antigonids. Wait a minute, who started that? Oh no, Judea started the war with Egypt. You started it. You never called us in. Which the last thing I would want to do is a war with Egypt. They may not be as powerful as it once was, but they have less manpower. And it's going to take a long time for the country to be united. But anyways, our intentions are clear. We shall head to Macedon, take a Thessaly, and we will march to Pella and all these other areas too. They will fall. They will fall. But we shall do that at the beginning of next year, the very beginning. Because there is one more claim I would like to fabricate. And that's Pelagonia. But cannot fabricate that. Well, never mind then. Our intentions are clear. The army morale will be full by then, as we will begin to march soon, but we'll examine more of the military and all that and more in the next episode of Thebes. The road of a pan-Hellenic government will soon be realized, but until then, so long for now.